Pardon me, young lady. Could I trouble you for the next dance?
Benedict Bridgerton is about to break every rule the Ton has ever followed. And the woman who captures his heart? She's not a duchess, a lady, or even part of high society. She's a maid with a past so shocking it could destroy the Bridgerton name forever. Season 4 is no ordinary love story. It's a rebellion in disguise, a masquerade where nothing is what it seems, and every stolen glance holds a secret. With new romances, old wounds, and family scandals rising to the surface, this season might be the most scandalous yet. And it all begins with a single night and a mask. When we last saw Benedict, he was floating somewhere between romance and recklessness. His flirtation with Lady Tilly Arnold seemed harmless, just another charming Bridgerton brother refusing to settle down. But something changed. After a night with Paul and a conversation that hinted at deeper desires, Benedict became restless. He told Tilly he wasn't ready for anything serious. But what if it wasn't about being ready? What if he was waiting for the right person? And he's finally about to meet her. Enter Sophie Beckett. She's everything society says a Bridgerton shouldn't marry. A maid, an outsider, a mystery. But what no one knows, what even Benedict doesn't know, is that Sophie is the daughter of an earl. She was raised like a lady, educated like one too. But after her father's death, her stepmother Araminta reduced her to a life of servitude, her title erased, her future crushed. For years, Sophie has lived in the shadows, until one night changes everything. The first time Benedict sees her, it's not in the daylight, it's at a masquerade ball. A single glance, a stolen moment, and he's completely captivated. She's wearing a mask, and he has no idea who she is. All he knows is that she's unlike anyone he's ever met. Their chemistry is undeniable, electric even, but as quickly as she appears, she vanishes before he can learn her name. It's like a fairy tale, until reality hits. Benedict starts searching for her, desperate to find the girl who made him believe in something real. But 2 years pass, and nothing she's gone until she isn't. Sophie reappears not at a grand estate or a lavish party, but as a maid in one of Benedict's friends' homes, and he doesn't recognize her. Not at first, but there's something about her that pulls him in again. The way she speaks, the way she looks at him. Slowly he starts to remember, but now he's faced with a terrifying truth. The woman he's falling for is a commoner, or so it seems, and loving her could mean ruining his reputation, disappointing his family, and becoming the talk of every salon in London. But this season isn't just about forbidden love. It's about transformation. Benedict has always floated between responsibilities and passions, unsure of where he truly belongs. But Sophie grounds him, challenges him, makes him question the rules he's always followed. This isn't just his love story, it's his awakening. And when the truth about Sophie's lineage finally comes out, it won't just shock the Ton, it might break it completely. And don't forget, this isn't just about them. Every Bridgerton sibling is watching. Every choice Benedict makes sends, ripples through the family. Will he be brave enough to love her publicly, or will fear keep them apart once again? The stakes have never been higher, and the heart of the season lies in one scandalous question. What if love isn't about titles but about truth? Sophie Beckett is not who she seems. To the world, she's a maid, a nobody. Invisible to the Ton, and certainly beneath the notice of a Bridgerton. But behind that quiet gaze and humble posture is a woman born of privilege, stripped of her name and hiding a secret that could unravel everything. Sophie is the illegitimate daughter of the Earl of Penwood, and for years her very existence has been a source of shame, jealousy, and bitterness for one powerful woman, Araminta, her stepmother. The same woman who threw her out the moment her father died, the same woman who locked her in the attic, forced her to scrub floors, and called her nothing. But Sophie's not nothing. She's the rightful heir to a name, to a fortune, and maybe even to Benedict Bridgerton's heart. What makes this even more dangerous is that Araminta knows exactly who Sophie is. And when she sees Sophie reemerge, dressed as a maid working in a nobleman's house dangerously close to the Bridgertons, she knows she has to act. Araminta is ruthless, elegant, respected, and well-connected. She has the Ton wrapped around her finger. And when she realizes Sophie's getting close to one of London's most eligible bachelors, she moves fast. She starts whispering, plotting, spreading rumors. At first, it's subtle. a cruel glance, a quiet threat. But Araminta is terrified because if Sophie reclaims her title, she could take everything. The inheritance, the power, the freedom Araminta has. Guarded for years, so she sets a trap. Sophie has always survived by staying quiet, by staying invisible. But this time, she refuses to hide. Not when she's finally found someone who sees her, truly sees her. Benedict makes her feel like she matters, like she's not just a girl in the background, but being with him means stepping into the spotlight. And when she does, Araminta strikes. She accuses Sophie of theft, manipulation, deception. She calls her a liar, a fraud, even a temptress trying to trick a Bridgerton. And just like that, Sophie is back where she started, on the outside looking in. But this time something is different. This time Sophie has allies. Lady Bridgerton may be sharp, but she's not blind. She sees the way Benedict looks at Sophie. She starts to question who this mysterious maid really is. And Eloise, ever the rebel, becomes Sophie's quiet defender. She senses the injustice, the unfairness, and she won't stand for it. The Bridgerton siblings are no strangers to scandal, but what's coming isn't just gossip, it's war. And just when you think Sophie's story couldn't get more heartbreaking, another truth comes crashing in. Sophie didn't just lose her. Title, she lost something far greater. A child. A sister. A betrayal so deep it shattered her long before she ever met Benedict. These pieces of her past are about to surface, and when they do, they will threaten not only her future with Benedict, but her very sense of who she is. The Ton thrives on secrets, but Sophie's story might be the most dangerous of all. Because it's not just her past on the line, it's her chance at a future. There's something happening with Francesca Bridgerton, something quiet, subtle, but impossible to ignore. Ever since her sudden marriage to John Sterling and the shift away from her boisterous family, Francesca has seemed different, composed, distant, almost unreachable. But when Michaela Sterling enters the picture, John's cousin, a woman full of charm, mischief, and unspoken sorrow, everything begins to shift. A single glance between Francesca and Michaela at a summer ball lasts barely a heartbeat, but it says everything. It's a look filled with confusion, longing, and something else neither of them dares name. And in the world of Bridgerton, where appearances are everything and love is expected to follow the rules, this kind of connection is forbidden. The truth is, Francesca has always felt like the quiet one, the misunderstood one, overshadowed by her siblings, ignored by society, and now married into a life that feels more like a well-furnished cage than a true home. John is kind, respectful, but there is a loneliness Francesca cannot shake. And Michaela, with her knowing eyes and quiet strength, sees it. She feels it because she knows that kind of loneliness too. Behind Michaela's playful smile is a secret she's never told anyone, a grief she carries like a shadow. And when these two women meet, it's like a mirror, reflecting all the emotions they've both tried so hard to bury. Their connection deepens almost accidentally. A conversation turns into a confession. A shared moment under the stars becomes something electric. And suddenly, Francesca is questioning everything she thought she knew about herself, about love, about duty, about the future she's trapped in. But in a society ruled by tradition where women are expected to be wives, mothers, ornaments, what space is there for this kind of love? Francesca is terrified of her own feelings of what they might mean and what might happen if the truth ever comes out. Because the Ton loves a scandal, and this is a scandal that could ruin not just Francesca's reputation, but her family's name. If anyone finds out, she risks everything. The whispers have already started. Why does Francesca spend so much time with her husband's cousin? Why does she look away when Michaela enters a room as if hiding something? The walls are closing in, and still they can't stay away from each other. Michaela becomes her secret, her safe place, and her greatest risk. What makes this even more heartbreaking is that Francesca is torn between loyalty and desire. She doesn't want to hurt John. She doesn't want to disgrace her family. But for the first time, she feels alive. She feels seen. And the question haunts her. Can she choose herself without destroying everything else? As their bond intensifies, so does the danger. One wrong move. One overheard conversation, one misplaced letter. That's all it would take for the Ton to devour them. And while Francesca has always been the quiet Bridgerton, the obedient one, the one who stayed in the background, she's about to face a choice that could define her forever. Love or safety, truth or silence. Michaela, or the life she was told to live. Everyone thought they knew Sophie Beckett, the beautiful servant girl turned mystery lady at the masquerade, the woman who captured Benedict Bridgerton's heart with one unforgettable night. A fairy tale romance born in shadows, raised on dreams. But Season 4 hints at something far more complicated than just a rags-to-riches story. Sophie isn't just hiding from a cruel stepmother or a forgotten title. She's hiding a secret from her past so dangerous, so unthinkable, that it could tear her future apart and possibly end her chance at happiness with Benedict forever. Rumors are swirling that Sophie's father, the late Earl of Penwood, wasn't just neglectful. He was involved in something darker, something political, something treasonous. Whispers suggest Sophie may have been protected not out of kindness, but out of fear. Fear of what she might one day reveal. There are letters. Documents. A sealed box. Sophie keeps hidden in a drawer, one she's never shown anyone, not even Benedict. Inside, we're told lies proof that Sophie's father may have been part of a royal cover-up. A scandal that reaches the highest levels of the monarchy involving forged titles, secret heirs, and hush money. And Sophie, she's the last living thread to that truth. If exposed, the fallout could destroy more than reputations. It could ignite a war among the nobility. But that's not all. Sophie's identity itself is being questioned. The masquerade ball was not the first time she wore a disguise. There are whispers that Sophie once lived under a different name. That before she came. To the Bridgertons' attention, she was on the run from someone powerful, someone who still hasn't given up chasing her. A former suitor, perhaps? A nobleman who once tried to force her into marriage? Or maybe an enemy of her father determined to erase the last piece of the Penwood legacy. We don't know for sure, but one thing is clear. Sophie's past is catching. Up to her fast, and Benedict can sense it. He's falling in love deeply, completely. But something is off. Sophie flinches at certain names. She goes silent when asked about her childhood. And when she disappears for an entire night without explanation, Benedict begins to wonder who exactly did he fall in love with. Is Sophie the innocent dreamer he remembers? Or is she someone else entirely? Someone forged in fire, in fear, in the kind of secrets that don't stay buried forever? The tension between them is building. Sophie wants to tell him the truth. She needs to. But every time she tries, something stops her. Guilt, fear, or maybe the terrifying possibility that once Benedict knows the truth, he won't love her anymore. That he'll see her not as a lover, but a liar. And yet the truth is coming whether she's ready or not, because someone else knows. A figure from her past has arrived in London and they're watching, waiting, ready to use Sophie's secret for their own gain. Whether it's blackmail revenge or a plan to bring the Bridgertons to their knees, one thing is certain. Sophie's story is no longer just a love story. It's a ticking time bomb. Just when fans thought they had their hearts invested in Benedict and Sophie Bridgerton, Season 4 quietly shifts the emotional ground beneath our feet. It's Francesca's story that begins to stir whispers in ballrooms and drawing rooms alike. And it's not because of her new marriage. It's because of a single glance. One stolen moment between Francesca and Michaela Sterling. A moment so subtle, so charged that if you blinked, you missed it. But if you didn't, if you felt it, you know exactly what's coming. And it's going to rewrite everything we thought we knew about love in the world of Bridgerton. Francesca has always been different from her siblings. Quieter, more reserved, but also more observant. She doesn't throw herself into London's social scene the way Eloise rebels or Daphne dazzles. She watches, she listens, she feels deeply silently. And now, as her marriage to John Sterling begins, she's stepping into a life that looks perfect on the outside. But inside, she's restless. Torn. There's something missing. And then Michaela arrives, the cousin of her new husband. Michaela is everything. Francesca isn't confident, electric, bold. But behind that spark is a gentleness, a melancholy, even that only Francesca seems to see. They connect quickly, over music, over silence, over shared glances that linger just a little too long. At first it's easy to explain away. They're just becoming friends. Family, even. But beneath the surface, something else is growing. A pull that neither of them can deny. A connection that feels both brand new and ancient, like something they were meant to find all along. Season 4 doesn't scream this storyline. It whispers it. But those whispers are louder than any fanfare. When Francesca touches Michaela's hand, there's a pause. When they lock eyes across the room, the world goes quiet. And during one late-night scene when the rest of the house sleeps, Francesca confesses something she's never said out loud before. Something that leaves Michaela breathless and changes their dynamic forever. But love in Bridgerton is never easy. Francesca is married. Michaela is family society would never allow it. And worst of all, Francesca doesn't even know how to name what she's feeling. She's never questioned her path before, never strayed from what was expected. But now everything is unraveling. She starts avoiding John. Her smiles are forced. Her music, once her greatest joy, now feels like a burden. The only time she truly breathes is when she's near Michaela, and the closer they get, the more dangerous it becomes. Because someone is watching. Lady Whistledown has noticed the glances, the quiet exits, the sudden change in Francesca's demeanor. And in true Whistledown fashion, she doesn't hold back. One scandalous letter, one sharp observation, and the ton begins to buzz. At first the rumors are vague, then they're cruel whispers of betrayal, of impropriety, of something unnatural. Francesca finds herself at a crossroads, follow the life she was given or chase the love she was never supposed to find. And Michaela, she's ready to fight. For Francesca, for the truth. But the cost could be everything. Status, security, reputation. Francesca's family would be thrown into chaos. The Bridgerton name dragged through every parlor and paper in London. But maybe, just maybe it's worth it. Because for the first time in her life, Francesca isn't asking what others expect of her. She's asking what she wants, what she deserves. Season 4 isn't just about romance anymore. It's about courage, about choosing. The heart over tradition. About love that defies labels, rules, and expectations. As Benedict fights for Sophie, Francesca begins to realize she has a fight of her own. And when that stolen glance turns into a forbidden kiss, everything will change. Bridgerton Season 4 is more than just a love story. It's a reckoning, and no one is ready for what comes next.